Caesar, 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 Caesar. Alright, so when I was a little kid, yes, this is another video about me being a little kid. I had another weird obsession with scissors. I'm telling you, I should have been checked out. It all started off when I had a wonderful cat named Zainab. That big boy right there. But I took just some scissors, some random scissors, and I cut a smiley face in his back. For, I didn't understand it when my mom told me because my love of cats, it didn't seem like I would do some sort of thing like that. Well, they took away the scissors from me. Every pair of scissors you could find, they were all hidden because of this girl right here. You're not even supposed to play with scissors when you're little, you're taught to hold them like this, hold them down so, you don't stab someone. And you never run with them. You don't run with scissors. Learn that one. Time goes on, and my great-grandmother's watching me, and my great-grandmother coupons. Well, when she coupons, she has these special scissors, and they have like this much of, I don't know, scissors? I was a smart little sucker, and I was like, scissors! There's scissors! And you know what I did with those scissors? I took a piece of my hair, and I just kind of like took it, and I just kind of cut it like up here, and I cut it in like 5 different sections, so I had like 9 pieces that were way too, like, they didn't bleed. It was like off of the Grinch. Then, it was kind of like, look at that hack job. My mother gave me that traditional, it's like the bangs that go all the way around your head, and they never stop. It just went all the way around my head, and it kept going. And I was like, looking back, and I was like, you really couldn't have given me a better haircut than that. But I'm alright with it. It happens. You cut your hair, you mess up, you get the bowl haircut. I finally got my scissors back. Or they just, I guess, trusted me better with them. I think I was going to start cutting my hair again, because that's always a smart idea when you're little, is to cut your hair. Well, my grandmother's coming in, and I heard her coming, so I chucked them across the room underneath the bunk bed. And she comes in, she's like, what are you doing? And I was like, oh, I'm just playing, being a little kid, no problemo. And, she left. I was like, okay, I'm going to go get the scissors. Well, I go up over, and I hit my head on the bunk bed. And those bunk beds were like the metal ones, and when you like touch them, they're like ding across my forehead. It sounded like one of those big bells in China, and like dong. I'm pretty sure that's what it sounded like. Well, at least in my head when I replay it. But well, I go out and I'm crying, and I have, blood running down my forehead, and my grandmother, she's one of those old-fashioned, I'm not going to the hospital kind of persons, and she just got the handy-dandy duct tape in her, her drawer. She put it right on my forehead, top of it, and I was like, alright, that's cool. No problem. I got duct tape going for it, that's so cool. But I'm sitting there eating, and then I had the sudden urge to rip that stuff off like a bandit. Just rip it off. I didn't realize that the blood was running down my face until I heard all the Mexicans going, ay, 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 señorita, ay, ay, ay! Yep. That was me. I had blood. I had to go to the hospital and get 4 handy-dandy stitches right on my forehead. Actually, you see that really long, thin thing right there? Yep. That's the story. I just told you how I have a scar on my forehead. I should just be banned from scissors. Garden, meet new friends, and someone dared me to cut my eyelashes. And you know what I thought? And I was like, I'm 5, I can do whatever, I don't need your help. Took those scissors and cut my eyelashes off. Flash into the future. I was like 7, and I had like a best friend named Desi. We were hanging over at her house, being being little, little kids and playing with Barbie dolls and dressing up, because, that's what little girls do. She had this razor thing, and it didn't, like, cut you when you put it on your arm or, like, wherever you shave. And so we're all, like, taking turns putting it on our legs, and then I remembered that I took the little razor thing, and I, like, swiped it across my eyebrow. There goes half my eyebrow. Like, half an eyebrow. And to top all things off, like, earlier that week, I took the scissors, and I was like, oh, I'm just gonna cut my bangs, I need a new look. So I, like, chopped part of my hair off, and then I didn't think it was, like, cool enough, so I, like, cut it shorter, and I had just this, like, all these long pieces of hair, and then I had just this one piece that looked like it was, like, that short, and it was all choppy and screwy, and it didn't look good. And as I'm looking at pictures, I really wonder why my mom didn't just get me that straight across bangs. Fix it all, done. How you doing? I like cats. I extremely love cats. I love cats to the certain point where I'm naked and I'm holding them. Anyways, I hope y'all like this video, and I'll see y'all later.